Alright headers, now we're going to go to the steer that runs right on us. And the first thing we're going to talk about is what not to do. And how we really get our heelers in a bind if we do this, if we kind of confuse everything we were just talking about. We were talking about stepping our horses up the arena, coming back up the arena when we head them on a steer that runs straight or on a steer that runs left. We had a little bit of confusion thinking, guys, well, that diagram showed coming back up at a pretty sharp angle. That diagram that I did the other day online, that was the wrong way to handle the steers, and that's what I was trying to show. If you listen to what I was saying, you don't want to have a really sharp angle. So what we're going to do right here is I'm going to show you the wrong way, headers, to do this on a steer that runs right. So Dad will go ahead and just make that sharp pattern we just did. So the wrong thing to do, steer runs right, we run over here just like normal. We run over here, we rope him, we dally. He gets to the fence and we think, well, we got to come back up the arena. So we make a sharp corner right here and we pulling him back up the arena in the same angle that we would if we were roping a steer that ran straight down the pen or a steer that ran left. That's the same angle right there as a steer that runs left as we're handling him across. But look at how sharp this is right here. From this line to this line coming in is a sharp, sharp corner. And what it's going to do, if we rope right here and we get a hold of that steer, then we bend our head horse around right here and we come back up the arena on a steer that runs right. We're going to jerk our heeler is going to be stuck in the fence, and then right here we're jerking that steer away from our heeler. So now, headers, I'm going to show you what you have to do. You got to soften this corner. So that means if this steer, if we're the steer and we get roped about right here and we get on the fence, then that header doesn't want to jerk us back that way. That header's got to bring us this way and really soften this corner where we're maybe going just a tick back down the arena or straight across the pen, okay? So that's where I want you to drive on that one, okay? So you'll see, ropers, that angle right there is going to be closer to that steer that runs straight or the one that runs left. Right here, if we rope them and they're going right and then we come back up the pen in that sharp angle, we're going to pull that steer away from our heeler. Our heeler's going to get trapped in the fence, or he's going to end up running by, and we're going to jerk that steer away from him. Alright, ropers, so we talked about what not to do. We don't want that sharp corner. What we want to do when we get one that runs right over there to the fence is we want to still break our horse about to the center of the pen, kick up, keep our left-right position over here to the left. We rope, we dally, we keep riding our horse, we soften this corner right here, we soften it so that steer is going to be catchable for our heeler right there. Okay, now if we go back down and we look here, if we go back over here and look at the difference, this steer's running right, and the first time we put a big sharp cut on him and took him right back up the pen over there. So as a heeler, what our heeler had to do is, if our heeler's over here and he was trying to haze that steer, he's going to be right here, then you're going to jerk him away. And look, if my position, that's where the steer is, that line, look where my position would be heeling because you jerked that steer away from me. I'm way back here, and then I'm going to have to kick around the corner, get my crossover, and I'm not going to be able to heel him to right in here somewhere. Okay? So now we look at the run that we just made and the difference of what happens. So we're a heeler, so headers, and our job is to take care of the heeler because it's called team rope and it's not called heading and heeling. So our heeler's over here trying to get that haze on him. You get him roped, it pinches our heeler off. So now instead of jerking that steer back up the pen and taking him away, look what happens right here. I get to come back in and have perfect position and rope this steer right here on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth jump whenever I want to, because you softened that corner just a little bit for me. Headers, it's your job to kind of savvy what's going on. If a steer runs right real hard here and your heeler's up here trying to haze him, he's going to be probably riding a little higher. So if you snap it on him right here, and then we're up here heeling and we're trying to give that haze, and it ends up that you jerk him back up the pin like this, man, you just pulled him away from us. We're sitting up here going, holy smokes, we got to kick way around and then go get him. But look at this same position. You rope him in the same exact spot, but you give this handle. Look at this. I'm in the same exact spot heeling as if you handled one right here or you handled one right here. You handle right here, I've got to kick back, ask this horse to get all the way back through himself and over here. You handle this one right here, all I've got to do is ask my horse to come in here just like we would normally, and I can come in and get my good throw and dally, and we probably win the roping. So that's the difference right there on one that runs right. Headers, you got to soften that corner just a little bit and make it a little bit bigger and a little bit softer so that your heeler has a chance. Heeler's a side note, and we talked about this on that diagram video. If you're heeling over here and that steer's really cutting you off and he's really going to beat you to the fence, your best bet is to back off here and let him get to the fence and stay out of your header's way, because what will happen is you'll end up hitting that head rope. So anyway, headers, soften that corner up if they're running right so you don't jerk them away from your heeler, okay?